Split pushing is one of my favorite things to do as a top laner. In your average solo queue game, both top laners will have TP, and they'll both be brawling it out, and one person will end up stronger than the other at some point. There will be one person who will be able to split push and one person who won't really be able to. In middle to late game, if both top laners are split pushing, you can force the enemy top laner to retreat. If you can establish dominance over the other top laner, then you have a lot of power to split push. If it takes two to kill you, like the top laner and someone else, then you can just push in as much as you want, ward up around yourself, and when they send an ally to go help the top laner kill you, or when they send two or more people to kill you, just have your team go elsewhere, take Baron, pick Dragon, or another lane. One of the big ideas behind split pushing is to waste as much of the enemy time as possible in transit. Being the strongest person with TP on the map is huge. Even if you aren't the strongest duelist on the map, if the strongest duelist on the map doesn't have TP, that's still a big advantage to you. You could go split push bottom lane, wait for that duelist person to come show up, and then you just TP with your team and fight 5v4. They can't send their strongest duelist to fight you unless they have TP as well. Once you're in a position where you are set up in a lane and your teammates are set up at an objective, like either you're set up top lane pushing and your teammates are at Dragon, or more importantly, you're bot lane and your teammates are at Baron, and you are stronger than their top laner, or whoever on their team has TP, you have so much power. You can very easily force them to fight 3v4, or you can fight them 5v4 pretty easily, as long as you don't overexert yourself and get caught. The last thing you want to do when split pushing is just get caught by the jungler or something like that, and then let the enemy team regroup, kill your team 5v4, and then take an objective. So you want to bite off like exactly as much as you can chew. Think about how deep you can go into the enemy base without fully dying. You want to be able to just barely escape every time if possible, since barely escaping will waste a lot of the enemy's time. If you have TP and you're stronger than all of the opponents with TP, split push, like whenever you can. Because you can always have your support throw down a ward and be in the fight within 4 seconds. If you're ever the weaker person with TP, you want to go for hard engages. You want to force the top laner to TP. Your best bet when the opponent is split pushing and you can't stop them is to force a 5v5. Because a 5v5 is a lot better than a 3v4 or a 4v5. Also, if you're playing against someone who's split pushing and they're being very effective, time their TP. The base cooldown is 300. You can hold tab, mouse over their teleport icon on the scoreboard, and find out how much they've reduced the cooldown by via masteries or items. Figure out when it's up, and when their TP is down, force objectives, since you know they can't split push and also be in the fight. Sometimes you'll deal with a split pusher who doesn't have TP. You might deal with a team with Flash Ignite or a Trinity with Flash Ignite, or maybe a Master E. Those champions typically are very good 1v1 duelists. Usually you won't be able to send one individual person who can beat them. Try to quickly go gank them without letting them get vision. Hopefully you'll have sweepers, or hopefully you'll know where some of their wards are, and try to avoid them. If they see you coming for their split pusher, then they'll know to start on the other objective while you chase their split pusher. Even if that split pusher doesn't have TP, that's still a problem. But if they don't have vision of you, and they don't know if you're near the objective, or if you're near their split pusher, then you can like quickly sneak through Fog of War, kill them, and then by the time the enemy can like finish Baron or push fully down a lane, you can be there to stop them. A little extra note on split pushing. You don't always have to have a champion there to split push. The obvious other method is Banner of Command. If your support or mid laner buys it, you just Banner of Command the cannon minion at the beginning of the wave, and almost guaranteed it will like slowly build up a wave and push. What's beautiful about it is you won't just get one minion wave to the tower. You'll send one wave that's a little bit stronger than the other, and while they're fighting, your wave will just barely kill their wave while still staying alive, and then it'll regroup with the next minion wave since they would have been fighting for so long. So then your minion wave of 7, like 6 minions plus the 1 empowered minion, will grow to like maybe 10 and then like 13. It won't grow by 6 every time because some minions will die, but more of your enemy minions will die, and your minion waves will clump up because they'll pause to fight the enemy minion wave, and during that time, the new minion waves will catch up. So if you Banner Command a minion, expect that to push to your enemy like inhib in like 3 or 4 minutes with a huge wave. If you have 2 minion waves of about equal size that meet up somewhere on the map, and you want the lane to eventually push really hard with a big wave to your enemy tower, don't kill the wave. Instead, kill like half of the wave. That way, your minions will stay there to finish off the lower number of minions on the enemy side, while the next wave builds up to it, and then you can quickly build up a large wave. If you have a wave of 10 minions and the opponent has a wave of 6, those 10 minions will easily kill the 6, like without losing nearly any minions. And in the time that it takes to kill them, the next wave will have built up with them, and it'll just keep growing. So if Baron's coming up in a minute, or maybe 2 minutes, and you want to prepare for it, and bot lane is pushing in towards your tower, trim the wave, kill 3 minions or so, and then go for the Baron fight. If you happen to win the fight, then you have a huge wave at bot lane that you can use to just push in and end the game. If you lose, at least that wave bot lane is there. They can't push in bot lane. You can do that with all lanes as well. You can just coordinate with your team to get all lanes pushing before the Baron fight. And since everyone will be dancing around Baron in the jungle, not touching the minion waves, even if you do end up losing that Baron fight, the enemy team won't be able to push in. They won't have any minion waves near your base. The enemy team can travel to your base pretty quickly, but the minions always go at a fixed speed. So if you get wiped out, and everyone has a 40-second respawn time, but all the waves are on the enemy's side of the map, they will not be able to kill anything unless they try to tank it. They definitely won't be able to end the game.